Ghost Stories in New York, Part 16. A few years ago, a visitor was walking along the city walls at the very back. They decided it was such a picturesque scene, seeing the gardens, the treasurer's house, Gray's Court, and the Minster in the background, that she purposely waited until there was nobody around in this courtyard here to take a picture of these gates with the house in the background. It was only later on, when she had a look at her photographs, she realised there was a gentleman standing here at the garden gates, wearing a top hat, peering through the gates back at her. Who was this mysterious figure? The Shambles Tavern here on the Shambles was once a home to the butchers, and you can see the original meat hooks on the wall. But something strange happened here not that long ago, when one of the staff come in the morning to put all the crates away, and suddenly these boxes just on top of the shelves flew off the counter and nearly hit him in the head. The Fat Badger, located just underneath Booth and Bar, also has some ghostly activity associated with it. A few years ago, one of the staff workers was attending the restaurant just at the front here, when from the CCTV footage, there appears to be a little girl that appears in the doorway, wanders around, goes back to the door, and vanishes into thin air. Behind me is the museum gardens with the ruins of St. Mary's Abbey. The legend is that they are haunted by a monk in a black robe that wanders around in the night time. The Castle Museum behind me was built in 1704 as the county jail and debtors' prison. To this day, people who visit the museum still hear voices whispering in their ears as they visit the old prison cells. Shadows have been seen on the wall, and there's even the sound of scratching on the paving stones inside the cells. York Castle, also known as Clifford's Tower, also has some ghostly activity inside as well. A photograph was taken by some visitors who were visiting before the roof had been put on, and they were there to see the Christmas decorations. When they took a picture of the Christmas tree, there was a misty white figure just in front of them. But behind the doorway upstairs lurks the chapel, and he said mysterious footsteps can be heard wandering up and down when there's nobody else in the building at all. In the 1970s, there was a large archaeological dig that happened here on Coppergate, and they found the original Viking remains of the city dating back to 866. Since that excavation, the shops here have encountered poltergeist activity that still remains to this day. The original plans for the gardens contain a conservatory, a pond, and interestingly enough, a menagerie, which housed an aviary and wild animals such as monkeys, a python, and the star of the attraction, a great big brown bear. The bear was an incredibly popular attraction, with many people coming from all the way around the county just to see him. But unfortunately, the zoo would be very short-lived, as the bear managed to escape the enclosure one day and even chased around the curator of the museum, Mr. John Phillips, around the gardens and into an outbuilding where he was held hostage for some time. As punishment, the bear was sent via coach down to London Zoo, where he would remain the rest of his days. The zoo was shortly closed down afterwards. In a city of hundreds of ghosts, apparently not even I am immune to their presence. Just watch this outtake of us at the bottom of the Shambles at St. Crux. There's a strange mist that appears with no explanation whatsoever.